Story 1. The Carol That Learned When You Were Listening. At exactly 1:42 a.m., the Christmas song in this video recognized someone was listening. Nothing on the screen changed. The title stayed the same. The progress bar kept moving forward at a normal pace. But inside the music, something shifted out of place. A note lingered longer than memory allows. A gap opened where silence was never recorded. And beneath the choir, just barely audible, came the sound of a breath that did not belong to any singer. Most people never hear it the first time. The ones who do feel it before they understand it. A tightening in the chest, a sudden awareness of the space behind them, the urge to lower the volume without knowing why. They rewind, and that is where the video stops behaving like a recording. The timestamp changes by a few seconds. The pause moves to a different part of the song. The breath comes closer to the microphone. On the second listen, the silence is longer. On the third, the final line of the carol no longer matches the lyrics printed below the video. And by the time the last chorus begins, the song is no longer keeping time with itself. This is why the original upload vanished without a copyright strike. This is why people who save the video report different runtimes. This is why some listeners swear the song finished even after they close the tab. Because the Christmas song in this video is not broken. It is counting. And if you are hearing it clearly right now, it already knows what time it is where you are and how long you've been listening. When the video disappeared, there was no notice, no copyright claim, no community guideline strike, no message explaining what rule had been violated. One moment it was there, quietly accumulating views every December, and the next, the link led to nothing. Not a private upload, not a deleted account, just an empty page, as if the video had never existed at all. That alone would not be unusual. Christmas content vanishes all the time. Accounts go inactive. Old uploads are forgotten. But this removal followed a pattern that people only noticed after it happened more than once. Every year, the same week in December. Every year, shortly after midnight. Every year, after a small surge of comments appeared beneath the video. Comments that did not mention visuals, or lyrics, or sound quality, but timing. Viewers asking why the pause felt longer. Why the song ended early for some people and late for others. Why the runtime, they remembered, no longer matched the runtime listed. Then the video would be gone. No explanation was ever provided, but among archivists and moderators, an unspoken rule exists. It's not written anywhere. It's not officially acknowledged, but it's quietly understood by people who deal with removed content long enough. If a Christmas video is taken down without copyright claims, it usually means something else went wrong. Not illegal, not offensive, not violent. Something functional, something structural, something that behaved in a way a recording is not supposed to behave. What makes this particular case unsettling is not just that the video vanished. It's that the removals were inconsistent. Some people lost access immediately. Others could still play it for hours after the takedown. A few reported watching it days later through saved links, even though the platform insisted it no longer existed. Those viewers described the same detail. The song still played. The melody remained familiar, but the pause had moved again. No one knows who first uploaded the video. The account name changed each year. The description was always blank. The comments, when they were still visible, showed signs of being edited after posting. Timestamps shifting, replies appearing out of order, users responding to messages that no longer existed. And threaded through all of it was the same warning, repeated in different words by different people who did not appear to know each other. Don't watch it late. Don't replay it immediately. And if you notice the silence, stop. Not because the song is disturbing, not because the video shows anything unusual, but because once you notice the change, the video no longer behaves the same way for you. And whatever caused it to be removed seems to notice that too. The first video appears harmless. That's what makes it easy to underestimate. It's an ordinary Christmas vlog, the kind uploaded by thousands of people every December and forgotten by January. A small bedroom, a phone camera resting on a dresser, warm light from a string of Christmas bulbs wrapped around the headboard, a tree in the corner, half decorated, blinking softly in red and gold. Nothing moves. A Christmas carol plays quietly from a speaker somewhere off camera. The volume is low, almost apologetic, as if meant to fill silence rather than be heard. The song is familiar enough that most viewers recognize it within the first few notes, even if they can't immediately name it. The person recording steps in a frame briefly, adjusts the camera, and leaves the room. That's it. For nearly a full minute, nothing happens. No jump cuts, no edits, just an empty bedroom, glowing with seasonal light, while the carol plays all the way through. The first time you watch it, the song ends exactly where it should. The second time, if you're paying attention, something feels off, but not enough to alarm you. The final note fades a little too quickly. The silence afterward arrives sooner than memory expects. Most people assume it's their imagination, or a buffering issue, or the speaker cutting out. Then the song starts again. The loop is clean. No click, no visible reset. It simply begins as if it never ended at all. This is where the rule comes from. Not from fear, from repetition. If the song loops when the room is empty, stop watching. At first, the loop seems normal. Some videos are set that way. But on the third playthrough, the timing shifts. The song restarts before the final chord finishes resolving. The ending is clipped, not abruptly, but with the careful precision of something stopping itself. Beneath the music, something else becomes audible. Not a voice, not a word, a sound too small to identify. A faint disturbance under the melody, like fabric moving, or a breath caught halfway through inhaling. It's quiet enough that many viewers miss it entirely unless they're wearing headphones. The room remains empty. On the next loop, the song restarts even earlier. The gap between verses narrows. The silence between notes feels tighter, compressed, as if something is pressing against it from the other side. The micro sound returns, slightly clearer this time. Not louder, closer. That's when people notice the camera. The phone hasn't fallen. The dresser hasn't been touched. But the framing has changed by just a fraction. The angle is lower. The Christmas tree fills more of the frame. The dark space beneath the bed is more visible than before. No motion explains it. On the fifth loop, the song cuts off before the final verse. The silence that follows is no longer empty. It stretches, heavy and deliberate, as if waiting for a sound that doesn't come. Then the carol begins again. Only now, the timing is wrong in a way that can't be dismissed. The melody drags. Notes arrive late. The rhythm no longer matches itself. And underneath it all, the micro sound has developed texture. A soft, irregular cadence that rises and falls independently of the music. The room is still empty. There is no figure in the frame. No shadow crossing the wall. No reflection in the ornaments. The fear comes from what the video refuses to show. Because something is interacting with the timing. The song is adjusting to the absence of people in the room. The silence is responding to being observed. By the fourth loop, most viewers are unsettled, but unsure why. The video hasn't done anything overtly frightening. Nothing jumps out. Nothing announces itself. Yet the rule exists for a reason. Most viewers never noticed what changed on the fourth loop. The ones who did stopped watching, not because they saw something new, but because they realized the video had begun waiting for someone to return to the room. The second video feels safer at first, familiar in a way the first one wasn't. It comes from a family channel, the kind that document holidays, birthdays, milestones. The name is unremarkable. The banner shows smiling faces and matching sweaters. There's a sense of routine to it, reinforced by the upload history. One video every Christmas Eve, posted within the same hour, year after year. The format never changes. A living room, a couch pushed back to make space for the tree, a camera set on a tripod across the room, and the same Christmas song. It begins the moment the video starts and plays continuously, softly underscoring the scene as the family enters frame one by one. Parents first, then the children. Someone always waves at the camera. Someone always laughs off screen. The song remains low enough that it never distracts from the conversation, but present enough to feel intentional. Viewers who binge the channel notice something subtle. The song only plays when everyone is on screen. In earlier uploads, whenever someone steps out of frame, to grab a drink, to answer a phone call, the music fades out within seconds. When they return, the song resumes at the exact point where it left off. Not restarted, not looped, paused. It happens too consistently to be coincidence. That becomes the rule. The song only plays when everyone is on screen. For several years, the pattern holds. Until the final upload. The video opens the same way it always does. Same living room, same decorations, same song. The camera is already rolling when the family begins to gather. The parents take their places on the couch. Two of the children sit cross-legged on the floor. One chair remains empty. The song continues playing. At first, no one comments on it. The family talks over the music, laughing, exchanging small remarks. The chat fills with familiar usernames, holiday greetings, inside jokes from returning viewers. Then someone in the chat points it out. The song hasn't stopped. A minute passes. 2. The empty chair remains empty. The song doesn't fade. Viewers begin checking timestamps. The platform clock says the video is live. The chat timestamps suggest otherwise. Messages appear marked several seconds ahead of the footage, as if people are reacting to moments that haven't happened yet. Someone types that the audio feels delayed. Someone else says it isn't delayed, it's early. The family seems unaware. They continue talking, smiling, passing wrapped gifts off screen. But occasionally, one of them glances toward the empty chair. Not for long, just enough to register that they're aware something is missing. Then it happens. In the reflective surface of an ornament on the tree, small, curved, barely noticeable, a figure appears. It isn't clear at first. The reflection is distorted, stretched by the shape of the glass. But it stands where the empty chair should be, taller than the children. Too still, no one in the room reacts. The song grows slightly louder. Chat messages accelerate. People replay the moment. Screenshots circulate. The reflection doesn't move, but its position changes between frames, as if it's adjusting its stance while the camera remains fixed. Then, without warning, the song jumps ahead. Mid-chorus. The audio skips forward several seconds, cutting off part of the melody and resuming in the middle of the line. The family freezes, not dramatically, not all at once, but with the subtle stiffness of people registering something wrong. One of the parents looks directly at the camera. The video ends. No fade out. No sign off. No explanation. The channel never uploads again. Comments are left open. Years pass. Viewers return every December, comparing notes, arguing over reflections, timestamps, audio behavior. Some insist the missing family member can be seen earlier in the video, just out of frame. Others claim the reflection shows someone who never appears in any previous upload. The only consensus is this. The song should not have been playing, and whatever caused the video to end mid-chorus made sure it never finished where everyone could see it. Then came the realization that changed everything. Researchers, archivists, and a few persistent viewers who had saved fragments of the vanished videos began comparing notes. Not the visuals, not the comments, not the reflections. The song itself. It was subtle at first, almost imperceptible. A note held slightly too long. A pause inserted where none should have existed. A micro-distortion beneath the melody that registered more as tension than sound. And then they saw it. The same Christmas melody, the same exact carol, appeared in every video. Not just the song title or the lyrics. The music itself. The recordings were different, recorded years apart, from different rooms, different devices, different cameras. Yet, when analyzed, they all carried the same anomalies. The tempo irregularities, the pauses that stretched or shortened unpredictably, the micro sounds embedded beneath the track, like faint breaths or whispers that should not exist. The exact same distortion fingerprint in the audio waveform, a pattern that could not have been coincidental. It wasn't just that the song repeated. It wasn't just a remix or a reused track. The song behaved as if it were aware of the environment, as if it knew the camera, the room, the viewers, and the timing down to the second. Researchers even noticed subtle differences depending on who played the video. The waveform would shift slightly. Notes would hold longer for some. The faint breathing would move closer or farther away depending on the playback device. It was interactive, but silently, invisibly. The most unsettling part, every video had been taken down. Every upload vanished eventually, except for fragments saved by those brave enough to watch until the end. And in those fragments, the anomalies were identical, connected, like threads tying each video to the same source. It was impossible to ignore. The conclusion spread slowly at first. The same presence, whatever it was, had influenced all three videos. The melody wasn't just a carol. It was a signal, a mechanism, something watching, something responding, and something waiting. And that's when a chilling question emerged. If the same song with the same anomalies exists in all three videos, and all three videos disappear after a few views, then the real question isn't whether the melody notices you. The real question is, what happens next when it knows you're watching? The third video is the one no one uploads lightly. It doesn't circulate through recommendations. It isn't shared openly. It moves quietly, passed between people in private messages, archived folders, and half-forgotten drives, always with the same warning attached, sometimes phrased differently, sometimes softened, but never removed. Never play this video alone. Never play it after midnight. Unlike the others, there is no pretense of normalcy here. No family, no decorated room. The screen is almost empty. A darkened space with just enough ambient light to confirm that the camera is on. No movement, no figure, no focal point for the eyes to settle on. The song begins immediately. It is the same Christmas melody, identical in structure, identical in tone, familiar enough to feel safe, at least for the first few seconds. The volume is low, almost too low, as if it were never meant to be listened to directly. At first, nothing happens. That's the mistake people make. Those who play it with someone else in the room describe the same sensation. The urge to stop talking. The sense that conversation somehow interferes with the music. That voices feel intrusive. The song seems to recede when someone speaks, dipping slightly in volume, retreating as if giving space. When the room falls silent, the volume returns. Not abruptly, gradually, carefully, as though something is measuring the quiet. Viewers begin to notice patterns, small ones. The song's volume fluctuates in response to ambient noise, a chair shifting, fabric brushing against skin, the faint hum of an appliance. When the room goes completely still, the melody grows clearer, sharper, more present. Then there's the chorus. No one notices it at first, not consciously. The timing feels natural enough that the mind accepts it without question. But over repeated listens, a disturbing consistency emerges. The chorus begins when the listener inhales. Not every time, just often enough to raise doubt. The music swells as breath is drawn in, softens as it's released. The pauses between lines stretch or compress, aligning with the rhythm of breathing in the room. People test it. They hold their breath. The chorus delays. They exhale slowly. The final note drags with it. There is no visible change on screen. No waveform indicator. No proof that would satisfy anyone watching from a distance. The fear comes not from what can be shown, but from what can be felt. The realization arrives quietly, almost reluctantly. The song isn't recorded, not in the way people understand recordings. It isn't playing back a fixed sequence of sound. It's responding, adjusting, listening to the space it occupies, the bodies within it, the timing of breath and silence and attention. This explains the rules, why it shouldn't be played alone, why midnight matters. The fewer variables in the room, the clearer the response becomes. As the video continues, the melody begins to thin out. Certain instruments fade, while others grow more distinct. The song feels closer now, less like it's coming from speakers, and more like it's occupying the room itself, filling the quiet between sounds. Near the end, the music starts to fade, but it doesn't stop. The volume lowers, recedes, becomes indistinct, yet the presence of it remains. A suggestion rather than a sound. People describe it differently. A pressure behind the ears, a sensation of timing without sound, the expectation of the next note, even when no note arrives. The video ends. The screen goes dark. The song does not fully leave. And this is where accounts begin to diverge. Some say the melody returns hours later, faintly, without any device playing it. Others insist it only happens if the video is watched to the end without interruption. There are disagreements, arguments, long threads dissecting every variable. People still argue whether this was coincidence or calibration. All that can be said with certainty is this. If you're hearing the song clearly right now, it means it's already adjusted to you.